Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. I made the comment about a certain dessert that I absolutely love, and that's a Sopapilla Cheesecake. It's one of the easiest desserts you can make, and it is delicious. My kids have always loved it, my grandkids. It's a really good dessert to take to a gathering, a potluck. And I guarantee you, if you make this, you're going to love it, and there's not going to be a piece left in your dish. So, if you know what a Sopapilla is, oh, it's just these wonderful little pillowy, little deep fried dough that puffs up like a pillow, and it's empty it's in the middle, and you put honey in it. The outside is usually buttery and has cinnamon and sugar all over it. Well, that's not what this is, but it's called a Sopapilla cheesecake because you use a crescent roll dough, and this is another recipe with crescent roll. And of course, you know the crescent roll dough puffs up, so you got that puff, and then you got the cheesecake filling in the middle, and then you've got all this buttery and cinnamon and sugar just all over the top that bakes into that, and it is so delicious, y'all. It's good warm, or it is really good cold. I prefer it at room temperature. But you can cut you a piece, and when you serve it and you put it on the plate and you drizzle a little bit of honey on the top, it is so good. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to make the cheesecake filling, which is nothing but 16 ounces of cream cheese, a cup of sugar, and a dash of vanilla. I'm just using plain granulated sugar. Now, I do want to mention that you want your cream cheese to be at room temperature for sure, because it needs to be spreadable. Now I'm going to tell you a couple of variations that I have made of this. I have added a little bit of lemon juice in here to give it a little lemony taste. You can do that. Or I have, after layering the cream cheese on top of my crescent roll dough, I put a can or your own homemade apple pie filling on top of that. And then you place your other crescent roll dough on top of that. It is delicious. But we're just going to make it plain today, because I love it plain too. So you just want to get your filling mixed up really good. And like I said, you want your filling, your cream cheese at room temperature. So I've got my oven heating to 350. I'm going to take a 9 by 13 pan dish, baking dish. Now I sprayed my 9 by 13 baking dish with a little bit of spray. What I bought this time is I bought the Crescent dough sheet, but you can just use the regular Crescent roll. I just thought this might be a little bit easier. Do y'all have any plans for this weekend? I will get to see some of my grandkids that I don't get to see very often, so I'm really excited. So just take your crescent roll dough and put it in the bottom of your pan. And just move it around till you get it up the sides a little bit. If you're using regular crescent rolls, just make sure that you seal the perforation, where it's cut. Just make sure you get it all sealed. Now usually when I do something like this, I always cook the bottom crust just a little bit because I like my bottom crust to be brown. Now there's been times that I didn't do that, and it turned out fine, because there's really not anything, a lot of liquid in this or anything. So just bring it up the sides a little bit. You know, I've not made this dessert in a while. I don't know why I do that when it's some of my favorite desserts. I guess to keep me from eating so much of it. But when I used to make this was just one of my favorites. My kids really, really enjoyed this because it's simple. They love anything with cheesecake. And then you got that cinnamon and all that. It's just so good. I really think y'all enjoy this recipe. So I'm going to stick this. I'm going to go ahead. Well, no, I think it'll be fine. I think I'm just going to go ahead and spread my filling on top. I think it'll cook up just fine from what I remember. And for some reason, this is just one of them desserts that I like eating at room temperature. And when you cut that, you cut them in squares. If you're going to serve them to your guests, and you just put them on the plate. And if they like honey, just drizzle just a little bit of honey over that, and it just takes it to the top. Just really good. So I'm just going to spread this cream cheese as even as I can over the crescent roll dough. It's so easy, and anytime I make something that's so easy but tastes so good, I think, you know, sometimes it's just the simplest desserts or simplest recipe that just is always my favorite, I think. And you know, this comes together pretty fast, so if you need something that you don't need to spend a lot of time on, that you know your guests are going to really like, this is one of them. It's been pretty here in Arkansas today. The sun has been shining. It's been cool, but not so cool that you have to really, in the morning you need a jacket. By afternoon you just need a little bit of sleeve, and that's it. But I've been out. I got home from work and I went out to my kitchen garden, and of course it's been full of leaves all winter, and I gathered up the leaves and I burnt leaves, so I smell like smoke now. So I'll have to get me a bath tonight for sure. But I was glad to get that done. So I pretty much got it spread out pretty good here. And what you want to do is you want to have 1/4 of a cup of melted butter ready. Now, if you wanted to put some kind of pie filling on top of this, this is where you would do it. After putting your cheesecake filling right here on top, then you would put your apple pie filling, your peach pie filling, blueberry. But like I said, I just love it plain. Okay, I'm going to quit messing with this. I may have to save this though. Now, we're going to take the second crescent roll dough sheet, and I'm going to put it right down the middle. I need to kind of put it up the side a little bit. And then what you want to do is just stretch it. Stretch it till you get it to the sides. If you get a hole, just kind of seal it up. And I can never get these out that I don't end up with a hole in them. Happens every time. But that's okay. But anyways, like I was saying, it's been a pretty day today. Mr. Brown went fishing. I was at work. It's so hard to be locked up inside a building when it's so pretty outside. But that's going to end soon when I retire. I can be outside all I want. So I'm just stretching that dough over the cheesecake filling here on top. And it don't have to be perfect, just as long as you got it mostly over covering the top of that cheesecake. It don't even have to be pretty, y'all. It just has to taste good. Okay. So we got that done. See if my butter's still melted. Hang on 1 minute. Okay. 1/4 cup of butter. Now this is what matters, and this is what makes it so good. And I'm just going to spread that butter over the top of that crescent roll dough. Okay, I have got me a container here full of sugar and cinnamon. You use whatever amount that you like. I like a lot of it, and I like to put it in my little shaker. What I'm going to do is I am going to cover the top of this thing completely. I'll bring y'all down and I'll show you in just a minute what it looks like once I get it covered. I'm going to go up the sides, around the edge. What do y'all think? Okay, so that is it. This is going to go on a 350 oven. Now, it'll take anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. It just depends on your oven, but what you want to do is watch it. And once it's, count down your 30 minutes and check it. And if it's good and golden brown, The bottom looks good and cooked. It's done. Take it out. So I'm going to bring it down and let you see this before I stick it in the oven. Okay, y'all see how much cinnamon and sugar I've got on top of that. And all that melted butter. So now we're going to put it in the oven. And when it's done, I'll bring it back and show you, and we'll even taste it. Okay, here's our Sopapilla cheesecake. I let it cool off just a little bit before I cut it. And I think I'm going to cut a corner piece. And it usually cuts and serves really nicely. Oops. I'm not sure if you can see the layers or not. I might have to cut a middle piece where you can see it. See the layers better. So this cooked, I went ahead and left it in there and it cooked. You can see how the bottom got good and brown. I left it in there about 35 minutes. But now you can see the layers better now on that piece. You can eat it like that, or you can take you a little bit of honey and put it over the top, which is really good. But Mr. Brown's wanting a piece, so we're going to let him try it and see if it's any good.
So it's been a while since I've had this.
I know, it's one of our favorites too.
Mmm. Creamy and delicious.
I told him it's one of our favorite desserts. And I like eating it room temperature. I like eating it cold either way or warm.
Just barely warm right now. It's really good.
It is good, isn't it? So we hope you try this recipe. I mentioned it and I had a lot of requests for this one, didn't I, Mr. Brown?
Yep, sure enough.
So
It made me happy if I get some of it.
we was so maybe y'all, this will be a new one for y'all. Some of y'all probably made this recipe. You might want to make it this weekend. So I guess we're gonna call it a day.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. We won't see y'all again probably till next week. So y'all have a wonderful weekend.
Happy Easter.
And happy Easter. God bless everybody. We'll see y'all in a few days.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, look good. I haven't even tasted it yet. Good as always.
Delicious.